Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a daily tarot oracle reading, Tattle Tales from the Vector. This is a general or collective reading, so be aware parts may or may not resonate with you. Take what works for you and leave the rest. This is also a timely reading, meaning that if you're watching it at this time, it is the perfect time for you. And if it has been a little while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then, that could give you further clarity as to your situation now. So I've started to meditate on the readings for a few minutes beforehand and pick out the underlying energy beforehand to shorten the readings up a little bit because the algorithm prefers that. And maybe you do too. Comment in the box below and we'll see if this is working for you. Let me know. So this is the world, and the world is talking about the underlying energy for this reading from the bottom of the deck. And this is talking about a new cycle beginning. So the Fool starts off on a new journey at the 0 point, and then at the when he reaches card number 21, that is the end of the cycle, and it's time that you've learned everything you can, you've achieved what you can. This is generally saying that you've succeeded at getting to what you needed to, and now it's time to start a new cycle. So that's the energy we're moving into, is a new cycle. And look at this, we have a tower from my oracle. This is my oracle is Tales from the Vector. This is courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. The Tower card sometimes does represent divorce, but it's actually saying the worst divorce is from Source. And this is Niska. She's a little. This is the story. Her story. She lives in the cave that's in the Allegory of Plato's Allegro. Allegory, sorry. And she is the one that is stoking the fire to throw shadows on the cave walls. There's two prisoners in the cave that we can see here, and there's this road behind them. And so these people are chained so that they can only see the shadows on that wall. And then there's objects being taken by them, and they think that's reality. When one of them escapes, he gets out into the real world. He's like, oh my gosh, there's light, there's this, there's that. He comes back to tell them, and they don't believe him. They say, because he's squinting so much from going from light to dark and dark to light, they say that he must be crazy, and there's no way that the reality he's talking about exists, and they decide to stay in the cave. And so it's talking about our perception and of our reality and how it creates our reality. So the tower is usually an uncomfortable moment. In the regular tarot, it's when lightning hits your the turret of your castle, and it's in flames and people are falling out of it, and it has to be rebuilt. So the tower starts with small whispers from the universe saying, hey, you might want to take a look at that. And then, but you don't really hear it. So then whack over the head with the frying pan. So you get the frying pan treatment, and you're like, hey, that really hurt, universe. Why would that happen to me? And the universe is like, hey, you think that's bad. You need to pay attention here. There's something, you need a reality check. Seriously, take a look at this. But the 2x4 hits and you still don't. So then eventually it ends up having to be lightning striking. So this is talking about, being able to nip things in the bud would be better. But in any case, the reality check is needed. And one person falling out of the tower is like looking totally shocked, and the other one is like, I should have taken care of this sooner. So it's not really something that's shocking, but it is shocking. And it's uncomfortable for everybody. Having said that, if you're on the right side of universal and law and, law and order in the 3D, then the reality check is always going to work in your benefit, even if it is challenging. If you're on the wrong side of the law, well, you've probably been caught and you're going to have to deal with the consequences. And we do have, look at this, we have the first card out is transition. And, you know, this is talking about the end of a cycle and the beginning of another as well. So the Grim Reaper's riding into town. He's, you know, this older person is like trying to barter with him. Hey, don't come through here. We don't want you to come through, Grim Reaper. And he's like, well, too bad. I'm coming through. There's, you know, they say there's two things that you can always count on, death and taxes, but you can also count on change. Change is happening every second of every minute of every day, whether we recognize it or not. And we usually don't really pay that much attention until we get a tower. And that's why we, you know, if we can't catch the earlier signs, the earlier reality checks, well then bang, you know, we get hit with a tower. And then something has to be rebuilt from the ground up. And the younger people here, though, like if, you know, if you've ever lived in a small town, you'd understand this. They're thrilled. Hey, there's a stranger in town and he looks pretty interesting. Yeah, we want your change. So the little one here is handing him a flower, which is talking about the bloom of rebirth, having new life, new energy come through. We have light at the end of the tunnel on this flag here. And this energy, there's a king that has been trampled, but this isn't an actual king. It's talking about systems that have cracks in them. Like we've been seeing in the last while in the news, you may have noticed there's been some really weird things going on. One of the weirdest is this whole Lego situation. It's just wild what was going on with that. Like so much coming out from that one, from Lego. And so it's if you haven't heard about it, you just Google it and you'll you go on YouTube. You'll see there's all sorts of videos about it. No one would think that there could be that much. Like Lego was holding the news on YouTube for almost 2 weeks straight. It's easing off a little bit now, but that's a really long time on YouTube. So it's been an interesting to watch, to say the least. And so this is talking about those kind of cracks showing up in systems, and that there needs to be changes sometimes. And you know, this is like even something as simple as maybe you all your life you've had a hobby and you've loved doing it, and everybody knows you love doing it. And then one morning you wake up and you say, you know what, I'm tired of doing that. I'm not doing it anymore. And everybody's shocked. What do you mean? Like, that's what we buy you for Christmas and for your birthday. And it's so easy. We know exactly what you want. Well, now I want something different. And you're as shocked as everybody else, but it's the way you feel. So it's talking about, you know, changes coming through that you really recognize. You can't miss it, basically. And then we have this card, I'm talking about the Nine of Swords. So Nine of Swords is talking about the end of a cycle as well. It's talking about the end of, you know, the swords represent discipline of your mind. They represent the element of air, and air is your thoughts. So your thoughts sometimes get expressed through words, either written or verbal, or sometimes they can be expressed through your dreams, you know, that your, you know, insights that you get in that way. So this person's waking up. Sometimes this card represents a never-ending nightmare, like it's something that keeps repeating over and over and over again. And this person's very anxious and cannot sleep. And sometimes this card can also represent the energy of just being in crushing boredom. Like so bored, you can't stand it. You're doing the same thing day in, day out. And quite often people think of this as Groundhog's Day. But Groundhog's Day isn't really actually a thing because, you know, when they teach us in school, like I don't know if they still teach it this way in school, but I see it on the internet shown like this, that the sun's in the middle and, you know, we're going around it, all these planets in perfect order in a perfect circles. And that's really not the way it is. It's more like we're going like this through space-time. We're spiraling, we're spinning. We're never in the same place at the same time. The whole galaxy is moving, and quite fast, actually. So we are, it appears like we're in the same place at the same time, but we never can be. You're never exactly the same as you were the second you were before, because your cells themselves change. So this is talking about there really is no such thing as Groundhog's Day, although you could create a very boring pattern in your life that you constantly repeat. You're not doing it in the same place you were the day before. So there is hope. And then this is also sometimes talking about getting enlightenment in the wee hours after asking God for assistance when you're in a situation like this that you really want to transit out of. And this energy, this can be talking about gaining insight, usually in the wee hours of the morning. Sometimes you might wake up from a dream, or just wake up and you have like a knowing come over you, and this is the Holy Spirit speaking to you and giving you guidance. And the universe has you covered, and that's what this quilt is representing. This quilt has cosmic symbols on it, and the cosmic symbols represent that the universe is here and does have you covered. However, you probably are going to have to get out of bed and leave your comfort zone. One thing I noticed about this card as well is that, I just noticed this a while ago, is that there's people dueling with swords down here. It's carved into the bed frame. Don't sleep on people carved into the bed frame that are fighting with swords if you want to have a good night's sleep. You might even want to take a look. Like, a lot of people store things under their bed, and because they don't have room somewhere else, check what's underneath your bed, because if it's something that maybe even photographs of people that you've said goodbye to a long time ago, but you didn't know what to do with the photographs, and they're under your bed, it's not the best place for them. It could affect your sleep and cause you to be in this energy. So the Queen of Pentacles, she is one of 4 of the queens in the minor arcana, and she is representing the element of earth, and the earth element is represented by the coin. This is about your health, wealth, and happiness in the 3rd dimensional world. But, a big part of that is money. But you could have all the money in the world and still not be living the lifestyle that you want. So this is about, your health and love and happiness in your lifestyle. And so the thing about the Queen of Pentacles is she's known for being very resourceful, being able to make something out of nothing. She prefers quality over quantity. She doesn't feel the need to impress people with all the, designer items that she's accrued. She really, she comes from generational wealth. This is like an old money energy, like generational wealth that is a legacy that's passed down from one generation to the other. But lately I've been saying, why does she have to be so damn resourceful then? I want to know. And so I've been asking that question whenever she pops up. I want to know, why is the Queen of Pentacles, who comes from generational wealth, in this position where she has to be so resourceful? Inquiring minds want to know. So the Knight of Pentacles energy is talking about some sort of communication or information coming in about Pentacles. So maybe this is it. I've been waiting a long time, Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest of the knights in the deck. Look, his horse is literally at a standstill. And this energy, he is, his element is the pentacle. So it's some sort of information coming in about that. In the old days, the knights would travel far and wide throughout the kingdoms. The only form of long distance communication was for them to travel, deliver the message, and then wait for the answer and deliver it back. And sometimes it could take a long time depending on how far they were traveling and what happened along the way. So this night, it sometimes can feel like like you're waiting and waiting for some information to come in or some communication, and it's taking forever. Sometimes this night, he has to stop and have a board meeting with himself just to brush his teeth. So he researches and makes sure that he looks into the information. So the good news is when he does show up, it usually is a well thought out, well researched offer. And so it's something that you can pretty much rely on. And so quite often it might be worth the wait. This is about some sort of information about pentacles. And then we have the Temperance card. So Temperance is talking about the earth angel energy. In the Bible, it says that God sends down 144,000 angels to planet Earth to empower people and make this a better place. So this is talking about, like, she has her right foot in the universal pool here, and then she's adding her own alchemy to the water, and then she has that grounded on earth. And you notice where her foot is grounded, her left foot, her creativity has already created these beautiful flowers. And so this is talking about bringing, creating a beautiful garden on earth to add to the beauty. And she's staying on her path of glory here. This is representing that. That's what her purpose is to be the best version of herself and to, follow her destined path, that God's plan. And that's represented by the sun here. So I'm building a pyramid, and these bottom cards are telling us, okay, we have some sort of transition coming through, definitely. We have a tower, we have the end of a cycle, we have the end of a cycle, death and rebirth, we have the end of this cycle. That's a lot. That's 4 cards just to begin the reading, saying this, waiting for some information about pentacles to come in, and earth angel energy. So we're going to see now what this next row is representing. What obstacles are we coming up against? So this is talking about the 8 of Wands is talking about the element of fire. The wands are made of wood, and they feed the fire. So this is about passionate action being taken. So this could represent the action that the Queen of Pentacles has been taking, because or the Earth Angel as well, or this could be both. She could be the Earth Angel. And so this is talking about launching something. If you think about the centaur in the horoscope in Sagittarius, this is very much that energy of when he shoots the arrows into the sky, into the celestial energy, and boom, doom, 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 they land right on target in perfect order. This is saying that it's already been launched and it's moving towards you. Sometimes, because it's coming from this, if you look at it from this direction, this way, it can be talking about this energy that's been directed towards you being an obstacle, and now she's firing back, basically. Okay, we have, oh, look at this. Yes, that's what this is talking about here. So the 10 of Swords, this definitely, like this is, these two quite often come out together. The 10 of Swords is, well, you can see it's not the best energy of all. There is light at the end of the tunnel, luckily. This is about 10 swords, thoughts, being stabbed in the back, basically. And this person is left for unalive, just laying there on the ground. So now his hand is in the form of a blessing, which the Hierophant's hand is also in the form of a blessing. So the Hierophant is the one that's responsible for bringing justice from the spiritual realm down to the physical. So this could represent that this is a blessing in disguise. But this person, it's saying you have to get back up, though. And, we have this energy of, this could represent a decade of energy, because there are 10 swords here. But this was representing the end of this cycle, of this never-ending nightmare. And I feel definitely it has to do with this. And if you take 10 down to 1 plus 0 equals 1, this is actually talking about a new beginning. 9 is the end of the cycle, moving into the rebirth of the 1 cycle. And so this is an ending of this energy, and it's also, but you have to get up, so it's not your ending, if you understand what I mean. And so this can represent a decade of or more of being stabbed in the back. It could represent one person annually, maybe stabbing you in the back. This could represent 10 people involved, or it could even represent 10 different groups. So let's continue to see. Now this again, is talking about the end of a cycle. Holy, that's quite a bit, and the launching of a new. But this energy, I feel, is talking. It's been directed to this earth angel. I think that's the same. I think this is the same energy here. And then we have, look at cutthroat energy. Yeah. So this is talking about the 5 swords. Look at this sword energy. It's talking about, this cutthroat energy and being directed towards the Queen of Pentacles. That's why she has to be so resourceful, because of this energy. Now, this is saying I'm standing up for myself and I'm willing to fight for what's mine. And the energy coming from towards the Queen of Pentacles energy here is cutthroat, and it's very, they're willing to risk everything to keep her down in this energy here. See, that's on the Queen of Pentacles here. And so this can represent, this person has, the Queen of Pentacles is fighting for her. She's like, no, I will get back up again and I'm going to fight for what's mine. And she has 2 people that have already laid down their swords, because she's already managed to take them down. Now, remember, all the characters in tarot are not gender specific. They're archetypes. So this energy is talking about, it could be a female in her masculine energy, and this could be a male in his feminine energy, whichever, So take it however that works for you. Now, sometimes this is talking about cutthroat energy, outer conflict coming your way, very pretty, and this is like willing to risk it all to keep you down. And this is sometimes representing internal energy. So sometimes this can represent 3 versions of you. And this is having inner conflict within your mind about what to do. And that could involve the subconscious mind, which is formed by the time you're about 6 or 7 years of age. And this could be talking about that this could go back to something that happened when you were a child. And this energy is saying, if you think about it, how much do you remember of being a child before kindergarten? How much do you remember of being a baby? And so really our subconscious mind is made up of the thoughts of the people who raise us, and the environment that we're in. And babies in particular, like at 1 and 2 years of age, like sponges. Think about how much a baby learns in the first year alone. And that energy, it's like heavily imprinted on us. So even though we can't remember it, our body can remember it, and the subconscious mind can. When we get triggered by something or emotional, we tend to be use our subconscious mind. It's the first one that pops up. So this is talking about, it's not necessarily the most reliable, because it's really the thoughts of other people. And then we have this energy here of your unconscious mind. And if you believe like, hey, I'm a human being and I have a soul, but from the soul's perspective, you are a soul traveling in a human body as your vehicle to navigate around Earth. And if the soul's needs are not met, then it'll start arguing with the subconscious and the conscious mind. The conscious mind, you have a handle on it. This is you being able to remember, I just cleaned these 2 people's clocks, and I'll clean yours too if you come at me right now. And so it's having a memory of you're conscious of. If these 3 can get working together and plug into your heart, what your heart desires, then you'll have control over your mind. And so you teach your mind to listen to you. You should control your mind shouldn't control you. You teach it by through meditation and prayer, making it be quiet, and then tuning into the sensations in your body that come from your central nervous system will tell you which direction to go. And so this sword is a double-edged sword. And so it's talking about using your logic and your intuition and plugging into your heart. Then you'll be going after your authentic desires. And then we have the star energy after that saying, there you are. That's all you have to do. You are a star. You're meant to shine. And notice this energy, the galactic and the earth energy has been coming up together. And this happened before a couple months ago. They were coming up together a lot. And it's talking, back then it was basically saying that there was a change happening in the dynamics of planet Earth, and we can feel it. Like there's a lot of truth coming out right now. Uranus moved into the sign of Gemini about a month ago now, and it hasn't been in the sign of Gemini since 1941 to 1949, when World War II and the aftermath were happening. So that energy is like, it's similar to what we're like, the same similar energy as we have now, and it's when the truth comes out. And so basically, a truth a day keeps the devil at bay. And we're seeing some weird ways. I was talking earlier about that, about the weird ways that the truth is coming out, about the weirdest things. But the truth is coming out, and sometimes it's from generations ago. So this is talking about the galactic energy. This is the North Star energy. And this is talking about bringing your stardust down to Earth here, and pouring your energy into the universal pool of water, and then pouring that out on the Earth. And that is, there's 5 streams here that are representing the pentacle energy. So this is about your lifestyle and like more like bringing this down to Earth from the heavens. And then we have, look at this, a soulmate coming in. So the soulmate is talking about a soul agreement, that you're going to hook up with your soulmate. It's a contract you make before you come to Earth here. And this is talking about being like each of these people are balanced within their masculine and their feminine energy. And they both have very strong communication with God, and it's a very healing energy. So they're very connected, and they agree to come together. They're complete within each other. There's no I'm completing you, you're completing me. You're already complete. They are getting together because they enjoy each other's company. And this quite often can be a romantic love, but it doesn't have to be. Sometimes it's not. But that could be talking about this passionate energy that's coming in, is that this is shifting into hearts. This is going after your heart's desires now, having the courage to do so. And then we have this energy here. So this is very interesting. The shift disturber is here. So the shift disturber energy, it's a walking contradiction. And I feel like this is talking about this energy is, we don't really know what this dude is doing. He's carrying away 5 swords, and he's planted 2, but he's looking backwards and moving forwards. He is wearing a bright red cap and bright red shoes and tiptoeing around, sneaky in broad daylight with these other 5 swords. And this energy, if he's a thief, this sometimes could represent, like this isn't someone that's a thief in the night that has a flashlight that breaks into your house in the dark. This is in broad daylight, and we can see him from a mile away. So sometimes this can be talking about, white collar crime, like sneaking away with intellectual property, patents, that sort of thing. This can be someone who's pushing paper. It can be identity theft, counterfeit energy, forgery, those sorts of things. And so he's sitting at his desk in broad daylight, and he's, hey, Joe is one of the best employees we have. He comes in early, sometimes doesn't even take his lunch break. He's so dedicated, and he leaves late. And meanwhile, he's pushing paper. And how are you going to be able to tell unless he gets caught? And this energy is talking about, that what bothers me the most about this energy is that he is carrying these swords the way he is. Like, who carries swords like that? Like, these are so sharp. And if he trips and falls, like, he could lose his hands. Like, I mean, seriously, he's not looking where he's going. If he's this dangerous with his own energy, how dangerous do you think he's going to be with other people's? So, I don't know. The shift disturber is like definitely a walking contradiction. And even if he doesn't mean he's not a thief and he doesn't mean to be harmful and he's just goofy, it's dangerous goofy. And then we have the Lovers coming in. So I feel like maybe this is talking about, like, this is sitting on, why does the Queen of Pentacles, why is she short of Pentacle energy? So, we have Lovers coming in here now. So this would be talking about the soulmate energy, perhaps replacing some energy in the past that was, because this can also represent the energy of the 7-year itch, which is a phenomena that happens when people get married. If they don't get divorced, statistically, if you do not get divorced in the first year of life, then, which is the most common, which I had no idea that was the case until I looked into this. The next most popular time would be that between the 7th and 8th year, and they call that the 7-year itch. And then this also, it's really interesting because this can, if this isn't about love for you and this is about business and just the pentacle part, this energy could be talking about, this happens in real estate as well. People who purchase like a house or, somewhere to live. And then all of a sudden, every 7 years, they have to move no matter what. It's just an itch they get. Like, I don't want to live here anymore. And it could be a perfectly good place that they've enjoyed. And then one morning get up in the morning and you make your coffee and they're telling you, I'm ready to move. And it's like, what? And it can happen also in business, apparently. Like after 7 years, a successful business, quite often one of the partners might want to leave. So it could be talking about that type of energy. The Lovers is generally talking about, a divine couple coming through. This would definitely be the cloud in between is saying that this is somebody that it's not someone from your past. It's someone that you may have met them, but you may not have seen them for a long time, and you've never had that intimate relationship with them. So this could go back to, when you were younger, that sort of energy. Maybe someone from elementary school, high school, that sort of thing. And this definitely could be your soulmate energy. Maybe, though, the reason you had this dark night of the soul is maybe it has something to do with this energy because it's sitting on the Queen of Pentacles here. And then we have a King of Cups come in with a cup of love. There we go. Yay, King of Cups. The King of Cups is sitting on his throne, and he is, he is the most emotionally available of all the kings. He's most likely to be the one to, to give you a solid love offer. This would be someone that would be in a more traditional sense of a marriage energy. And he is very emotionally available because he has learned how to control his emotions. And so that's what this card can, when it comes out, it can be saying you need to make sure that you not only discipline your mind, but you control your emotions. That's what temperance is about. Temperance is, in the Bible, it talks about how important it is for your character to not have a temper, like not to give in to that temper and, end up doing impulsive things that you really regret later. Words have a lot of power to them. And so this energy, he's got his right foot forward. He's out in the middle of this very rough water here. And rough water in tarot represents volatile emotions, and it can represent, chaos and chaotic energy. But he's calm out there. He's just sitting out there waiting for the opportunity to hand over this cup. He's wise enough to know that if he tries to hand it to someone who's in this energy, they're not likely to be accepting anyone's offer at this point. But now that some of this healing has happened, this is talking about, okay, maybe, and this person is doing their best to move on, then he feels, okay, pretty quick here, I'm going to be handing them this cup of love. And this is after, I'm saying, the Four of Swords, I feel like it's talking about this energy here of, look at, it's sitting on this energy here. So you've gone from this to this. Congratulations. That's real. And because of that, that's why he's getting ready to move into that energy. Now you're attracting that energy. Here, if you have inner conflict, you're going to attract outer conflict. And if you have outer conflict, it's going to cause inner conflict. Here, if you have quieted your mind, you've laid it down to rest, you're meditating and praying, hung the subconscious, unconscious, and conscious minds on the wall and said, hey, I'm feeling, I want to feel what my heart wants. Let's plug into that. And on this stained glass window is the word Pax, P-A-X, which means peace, peace of mind. Good job. And then at the top, we have the King of Swords energy. So the King of Swords sitting here at the top is talking about someone who's very good with their words, understands the power of words. And the King of Swords, look at it, even has the word words in the swords. So this is talking about someone who is well educated usually. They earn their living by using words and their education. So this would represent someone, this is a king, so it could be someone in politics, maybe a president, prime minister. This could be someone in the Congress or the Senate, a minister in the federal government, that type of energy. This could represent the legal system. So Supreme Court judges, authority in that energy, like the lawmakers and the ones that keep it. And so this could be head prosecutor. This could represent lawyer energy for sure. If this is a lawyer, it's probably someone who's in the industry or is a partner in an established firm. This can also represent a best-selling author, a speaker, maybe social media influencer. It could also represent the energy of a surgeon or a dentist, a veterinarian, psychiatrist. That's, that sort of energy. So the King of Swords understands that words are powerful, and that action, though, speaks louder than words. So if you give your word and then you don't keep it, you may as well, your word is meaningless. So the energy of this reading, over the overlying energy, is going from a transition to back into your star energy, like being on your destined path, and soulmate energy coming in for you to empower each other. You have learned how to discipline your mind so that you have the freedom now to really move forward and be who you want to be. I feel like this is talking about that you've mastered your use of words, especially when it comes to talking to yourself. Sometimes we can get in the bad habit of cutting ourselves down and using cutting words, being in this energy to ourselves. And so this is about speaking highly of yourself so that you can move to higher vibration. And the King of Cups energy definitely feels like it's this love coming in. It's sitting right on the lovers here. This is also happening now. It's coming towards you, passion. This is passionate action being taken. And look at this, we have the having been patiently waiting for this has caused you, there's going to be some pentacles coming in as well. I feel like this energy, it's a major shift. This is a reality check that really works in your favor. Now, any of the energy that was involved in this kind of energy here is definitely going to, when the tower hits, it's the legal system, I feel, is going to definitely be kicking in. So I will clarify this for those that want further clarification. If you're leaving the reading now, thank you so much for your time and energy. I really do appreciate it. Consider giving it a like and a comment, a subscribe if you resonate. I really appreciate them all. It does help me to build my channel. Okay, we're going to take a look now at the cards that come out from the Oracle. And the numbers on these cards represent the paintings as they're listed on my website, talesfromthevector.com. This is talking about, I will put them in the order they appear here down below in the description box for the video. And then you can just take a look. You'll know which ones to look for if you want to take a look. The guiding star is talking about using your intuition. That's talking about this North Star energy being your guiding light. And that's what's going to get you through this transition for the rebirth. The sun is shining on you. So when the sun shows up in a reading, it's talking about, this is the happiest card in the deck. It's talking about God's energy is smiling upon you and this reading. It's shining light on the situation, and it's saying that there's going to be a happy outcome for you. And then we have perception. So the grass is, someone thought that the grass was greener on the other side, and then maybe they're now finding out it's fake. So I feel like there definitely could have been some sort of lover energy in the past, and it might even be, something to do with this shift disturber energy. Maybe you were with someone for 7 years. That might give you a clue. It doesn't have to be. Could have been 7 years ago, that sort of energy. 14 years ago, 21 years ago. Those are like younger than the night, that energy. But in any case, this is talking about thinking, this could be a business partner that thought the grass was greener if they went and did it this way. We have the Leo energy. This is talking about natural born leader, but it's kind of the energy of the Leo energy. They sometimes take a little bit longer to mature. So think of teenage boys, very impulsive energy, and sometimes when they haven't matured into leading, the Leo energy will appear to be more arrogant because they lack confidence, and so they make up for it with arrogance. And so that could be something that's been happening here. This is talking, I just want to say that when the horoscope signs come into my readings, I'm not talking about the horoscope signs themselves, like being individual people. I'm talking about the energy of the signs. We can all learn from them. If you ever get your birth chart done, you'll find that you have all the signs probably in your chart somewhere. And you can learn, from those energies, and we can learn about each other as well. So it could be in this reading. Yes, there is a Leo involved. That use your intuition. I just want you to understand that that's not my goal for the readings. And then we have the World card here again. So the cycle changes. Like, look at this, is right in between these two. So this is when the lover energy starts coming through. After this, this is going to be resolved, and this new action, this new passion is coming towards you, really. And we begin the reading off with the Tower over here, and I think in this reading there's like 5 cards here in this little reading that represent a major transition happening. So don't be surprised if that's what happens. And it's coming in fast. Now we have 2 cards saying the Chariot is the power of spin. And it's also talking about this balanced energy, that this soulmate energy is coming in. It's already happening in the spiritual realm. It's already been launched. And God's judgment is coming through. So yeah, this is talking about the cosmic heart, the energy that we were looking at here. And look at the sun is right here. This is representing God and God's judgment. So this is about having an unfettered heart, healing your heart from past situations and being ready to move forward into this new energy. And this is God saying, this is how you're supposed to be a shiny star. That's the way you're supposed to be. That's what you're here for. So shine. It's saying, make sure you shine. It's time to shine. And then we have here, Mother's Worry. So this card has been coming in a lot recently, and I just think it's because of all the happenings on the planet right now. A lot of people are worried about what's happening on the earth. There's a lot of wild stuff happening, a lot of shift going on. And so just recognize that, in the old days, we didn't have the information coming in as fast as it is right now. And so it can be a little overwhelming. Sometimes it would benefit you to just go for a walk in nature and remember, that things are coming, the energy expands and it gets a little messy on the outsides, and then it comes back in and contracts, and then it expands and contracts. So, things are coming back into order in this reading. There's a lot of, this is God's judgment, God's plan coming into play, and that this energy is shifting for you. So hang in there if you're going through a difficult time, and, recognize that shift is coming toward, it is moving towards resolution here. Even if it seems like it's really slow, that's because of the planning behind it. It's perfect planning, right? So at least when this energy comes in, it's solid. All right, I do hope you've enjoyed this reading. Let me know in the comments below if you like this length of time and the way I'm doing it with the energy beforehand a little bit. I would love to hear from you. Consider giving this a like and comment, and also subscribe if you resonate. I would be honored if you did so. Bye for now.